Hello! The YouTube algorithm has not been kind to me lately, mostly because my uploading pace has slowed to a crawl. But don't blame me, blame the CVS pharmacy that apparently closes at 8 PM despite the sign clearly saying that it closes at 11. Why the hell does the pharmacy close first? Anyways, quick announcement. I've set up a Patreon. You see, I have submitted approximately 105 job applications within the past 2 weeks, and 104 have denied me. The 105th accepted me, and then proceeded to ask whether I, a Boston resident, would be able to reasonably commute to New York City to work at least 8 hours a day. And just to clear this up for any non-Americans out there, no, I would not. And YouTube decided that reposting Instagram Reels was a grave offense and a sin against God and humanity, and stripped away my monetization. Meanwhile, kids' channels are just posting borderline fetish content and making millions of dollars, but fuck me, I guess. So if you're interested in having early access to videos over 15 minutes long, a shiny rank in my Discord, and chaining me with the moral obligation to make a video on anything you so choose, just as so long as I can feasibly do it, then I'd implore you to sub to my Patreon. But if you're just as financially chopped as I am, a simple follow on these platforms would be greatly appreciated.
And now, our feature presentation.
Are you a big, strong, muscular man? Hell no, you play Warframe, don't fucking lie to me. Do you enjoy waiting for random pedestrians to jaywalk so that you have an excuse to slam down on the accelerator of your lifted Dodge Ram truck and then perform a citizen's arrest on their unconscious and plausibly dead body? And finally, have you ever had one of those moments where your homie says that, no, he will not sleep in the same bed as you and allow you to be the little spoon, so you are basically forced to shoot him 36 times in the torso? If so, Rhino is most definitely the Warframe for you. We are seasoned Warframe veterans, and as such, we've done this dance before. Buy the main blueprint from the market, kill this guy on Venus until you have his component parts, craft them and attach them using industrial strength, patented Tesla superglue, and voila. Rhino's passive is called Fat Fuck. As Rhino is a respected and cherished member of the certified Fat Fuck Club, anytime he falls from a high place, he will trigger a hard landing shockwave that deals impact and knockback damage in a radius around him. It's sort of like when your friend brings the fat girl for you on the 2-man, and you try to let her down gently as to not offend her, but she ends up falling to the floor and having a tantrum that results in an earthquake, which makes everyone else around her fall down as well. Anyways, this passive is sort of useless unless you slide cancel your landing animation, so I'd recommend practicing that. Rhino Charge is Rhino's first ability, and it's about as simple as banging 2 sticks together. You charge at an enemy and they go flying, unless they have overhealth, then you die. Yeah, this ability isn't the best. I'd recommend replacing this one with the helmet ability if you can. Rhino's next ability is Iron Skin. When you use this ability, Rhino toughens his exterior and generates Overguard. Overguard is an HP variant that sucks up the majority of damage from every source, even stuff that would normally go through shields, like poison. The amount of Overguard stacks with other sources and increases with ability strength. So if you get your homie to play Dante, you're basically intangible. You thought I was going to say the other word, didn't you? I don't even need to check the in-game description for this next one, because Roar, Rhino's third ability, is the one ability that keeps him relevant to his day. DE tried to nerf this ability, and they have failed miserably every single time. Roar buffs the total damage output of any ally in range, depending on how much strength you have, which is already incredibly useful. It's not a fire rate increase, it's not a damage strip, just pure, cold, hard number buffs. A Warframe player's wet dream. It's alright when Rhino himself uses it, but the best part is this is Rhino's Helminth ability, meaning you can give it to any other frame in the game, meaning you can use this ability to make already great Warframes into top tier god-killing machines. Does Wisp need any augmentations to be among the best, if not the best support in the entire game? Hell no, but am I giving it to her anyway? Hell yeah. Roar is good no matter who you give it to, it's literally free damage. So yeah, Roar is pretty good, I guess, I don't care. Rhino's Stomp is Rhino's final ability. As the name suggests, he stomps, creating a certified fat fuck shockwave that knocks enemies into the air while simultaneously curving space-time around them, freezing them in midair. Disclaimer, this synopsis of Rhino's abilities is highly inaccurate at best, and I am not to be trusted when the topic of Warframe lore is being spoken about. This is a great ability to prime a bunch of targets for annihilation, and the best part is, the time dilation means that from your enemy's perspective, they're already dead as soon as the shockwave contacts their body. Certainly less painful than getting shocked to death, wouldn't you agree? Rhino's first augment is Ironclad Charge. Using your own body as a weapon to ram into your enemies might not be the most healthy way to go about it. That's where this augment comes in, as it reinforces your armor for every enemy hit. Iron Shrapnel is an augment for Iron Skin that's usable in both PvE and PvP, which allows Rhino to break his armor and launch pieces of it off of him, just like people seem to think that porcupines can do. I don't know how or why someone would think that God would give a rodent a superpower like that, but people thought they could, I guess. Piercing Roar is Rhino's roar augment. Any enemy in earshot of this augment will be knocked over and dealt puncture damage, along with increasing its range and allowing you to cast it over and over again. I recommend using this augment, as enemies can't really shoot you if they just so happen to be on the ground, struggling to stand and getting stabbed repeatedly with 1,000 tiny needles. Finally, Reinforcing Stomp is basically Ironclad Charge, but better. Instead of hurling yourself at your enemies, simply place your foot gently on the ground and let your chronic morbid obesity flare up like an asthma attack. Rhino is pretty tanky, so unless the enemies you're fighting are doing 2 trillion damage per second, all you really need is a vitality and a shield mod. Use Archon shards if you can to get a bit more base health if you really need it, but don't waste mod slots on it. Number 2, use strength. Every extra bit of strength is more raw damage you get as a bonus when you use Roar, and extra overhealth you get when you use Iron Skin. Number 3, use duration mods, but only after prioritizing strength. Number 4, as I said before, Piercing Roar is the most useful augment for me personally, and Reinforcing Stomp is great for Steel Path. I recommend using both, but if you only have one slot, then Piercing Roar is probably the way to go. In conclusion, Rhino is one of the most accessible frames in the game. If you're short on a few chromosomes and want to roleplay as the T-101 Terminator, then Rhino is for you. Conversely, if you don't have any Warframes at all, you're probably going to end up crafting him at some point, if only to rip out his guts and serve them to your Queen Wisp. I should probably make a video on her, shouldn't I? Thanks for watching, sub to the Patreon, follow me on these, join the Discord, and yeah, that's all for now. See ya.
This a 2G Glock, on the phone finna catch this 2G pop. I'm on tour pouring up every pit stop. Nigga reach for this chain, get his shit pop.